Amador County's local television network, TSPN.
Welcome back, and I'm here this morning with Sarah Armstrong Garner. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. It's good to see you.
You too.
And you're an author.
I am.
This is exciting.
I know, I'm
happy
so
for
excited.
You. And actually, you're my friend, so I've been a part of your writing process.
From
when
the
you first were
beginning.
writing this book, I was on the reading committee, and what an amazing story it is. And the book is called Sinking. We can see the picture right behind us.
Yes.
And that is actually, this is a special preview, isn't it? Because this is the reveal of your book cover.
It is. It hasn't been to anybody else, and it's going to be up on Facebook later on this day.
I love it.
Yeah, and on my website, SarahArmstrongGarner.com. And so I'm all excited. So the world hasn't seen it as of now.
Do you want to comment at all about the cover?
Yeah, I mean, our artist, Sarah Hewitt, did it, and she was amazing, absolutely amazing. She got it right off the bat, and it's one of the scenes from the book, and she just captured it all.
It totally captures it. I mean, that's exactly what I imagined when I was reading the book. Seriously. It's
she's
really
fantastic.
Good. Yeah, that's amazing. And so how long have you been in the process of getting a publisher?
Getting a publisher, that's a long journey.
Yes.
It's been about, I want to say about 5 years of from finishing the novel to trying to go out there and look for an agent, a manager, and I got really lucky by finding a small publishing press without an agent, without a manager.
Wow.
And I knew that one of the editors, and they really loved the story, and they became a champion for this novel.
Very good.
And she pushed for it, and it's
and that's
been a
what you really
blessing.
need is someone to advocate for
Yes.
you. And like you said, champion. And that's so important.
Yeah, because I mean, there's so many people, and some people don't like that kind of story, and some people do, and you just got to find that right person and that right time.
That niche. That's
Yeah.
right. So were there any moments in your 5-year journey that you wanted to give up? Like every day?
When you can't think of an idea and you feel like you're writing just stuff on paper and it's not meaningful, you have those moments. But I mean, the actual quit never crossed my mind just because it's kind of like just there now. And being a writer is like, I can't stop being a writer.
That's right. You can't not write.
Yeah, exactly. You feel lost when you don't.
Yeah.
And there's moments when you feel like you're writing crap, and then you're like, I just want to toss it out.
Black hole, right?
Yeah, and
exactly.
you're like, this has no meaning, but at least you're writing.
Yeah, exactly. But even in the process of getting a publisher, did you feel like, wow, maybe I'm not supposed to have written this book? Did you have doubts?
Yeah, there's so many avenues because nowadays you have the traditional marketing, traditional publishing, you have the self-publishing, you have the indie publishing, you have small presses, and all of this. And it's crazy because you don't know which way to go. And you spend all this time going one way, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm going to go this way, and then you're like, I'm going to go back this way, and I'm going to try this. And I mean, it's just trying to make sure that you have a knowledge of all of it and then what is the best idea for your book.
So what prevented you from self-publishing? Because I know it's very popular.
It is very popular, but the self-publishing, what scares me is not having a marketing team behind you.
Yeah.
And I'm not a marketer, I'm a writer, so it's hard to be like, I'm going to switch from writing and then spend 2 years marketing this book and then go back to writing. So I wanted that team.
That's right.
And with Love to Read, Love to Write Publishing, they have that team and they have that help that is getting it out there, and they direct you where you need to go, and you can ask them questions. And
that's so important. It really does take a community.
It does.
To get something like this off the ground.
It really does.
Someone that believes in it, like you said.
Exactly, yeah.
We're
You're
very
champions.
blessed. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. And you're writing a second book.
It is. The Sinking is a trilogy. So I have Drifting and Rising.
Oh, I love it.
And then I'm also, at the same time of writing Drifting, I'm writing a book called Autumn in Neverland. So
What's
I'm
it called?
Autumn in Neverland.
Okay.
And I'm kind of jumping back and forth. But
So your genre is young adults, right?
young adult or a new adult. But usually about 15 to however old you want to be to read a fantasy adventure. So,
it's not just for kids.
No, not at all.
Exactly. And I love the character, and I love the mystery to it.
Thank you.
A really good mystery, yeah. So how hard is it writing 2 books at one time? Or is that easy for you?
It's not. I took a break from Sinking when I was trying to find a publisher. Because I wanted to not just write, I wanted to have that passion, that drive. And after a certain point, you kind of get sick of your characters. You need a break from it. Just like people, that you just need sometimes to be like, okay, I just need to just take a breath of air before I go back. Because otherwise, you just kind of get in a rut. So I started writing Autumn in Neverland, and then I'm taking a break from that one to go back to Drifting and make sure I get it done within the year so we can keep.
So do you have the expectation you'll write a certain number of books in a certain amount of time?
That's my goal. Yeah, I want to do a book a year, if not quicker. So
So what are some tips you can give writers?
never stop reading. Reading is important. Know your genre, know other writers that you love, and read their stuff, because you always work on your craft. You're never done learning.
That's right, absolutely. So do you want to give the viewers a sneak peek of what the storyline is? Can you do that?
Yeah,
okay.
It's about a young adult, or a young woman that washes to the shore of Ireland in the 17th century with no memory of who or what she is. So it's an adventure of her trying to find out where she belongs.
Is she a mermaid?
I can't get that away.
That was my first thought.
That is a huge
question.
Yes.
That's a huge question. That's a huge possibility.
Yes, there we go. Huge possibility. You have to read to find out.
You have to read to find out, yes. And there's a lot of great characters. How do you develop a character?
Well, I start off just the basics, just start writing, and the story just starts flowing, and then eventually the characters just start taking on themselves. Sometimes if I feel like I'm not getting the character, I'll go back and start writing like their history, what they like to eat, so I know them. But a lot of times when I just dive in, the characters start writing themselves.
Oh, wow.
And that's the fun part, is when you're going, wait a minute, I didn't plan that, and your character's just taking over, and you're reading the story versus writing. And that's
cool.
That's the amazing
Does that happen
part.
every time you write?
Not every time. I have to get into it. And sometimes I feel like I'm pushing that, and I just got to stop and take a break and then come back. But when they start writing themselves, that's when I know I got something good.
Yeah, exactly. Now, do you write every day?
I try to.
Okay.
I have 3 kids at home, so...
Yeah, how do you do that with 3 kids?
Night times, it's sleep deprived. I mean,
Exactly.
That element of, I don't know if I can do this, but then, I mean, when you're halfway asleep, you kind of come up with some amazing stuff.
So do you write... do you hope that your writing has messages within it? I mean, are you writing for a message at all?
I guess, yes. I mean, I don't want my characters just to lay down and be like, let life happen. I want them to take charge. And I think everybody should have goals in life and want to explore new horizons. And that's what I want for my characters. And I'm hoping young adult readers, when they read this, that they kind of, they don't feel like their story is just happening, that they're being part of it. They're making choices. And
Exactly. So they're taking their life by their own, the bull by the horns.
There we go. And then having their goals and reaching out for their dreams. And
Good, exactly. That's very important when you're writing to a younger audience, because kids are dreamers, and we want them to know that they can make those come true. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you don't want to crush that creativity.
Exactly. Now, did you know that you were going to be a writer since you were a small child?
I didn't know, but I did write when I was a small child. My mother most definitely encouraged it. When I wanted to be a doctor, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not good with medical. I'm like, I'm not good with blood. But I was writing when I was younger. My mom would help me when we'd write these stories, and then I wrote a play when like 6th grade, and we had the kids in the recess doing it, and so I've had that drive to be a writer, but I didn't know I wanted to be a writer until the end of high school. So.
Very good. And did you hope to make money out of, I mean, was it something that was a career or just a hobby? Or when did you decide to actually get down to writing a book for
Writing
publish?
a book? Well, I went to film school, and I studied screenplays, and I came up with this idea for Sinking, and it was too elaborate to put into a stage play or a screenplay, that it was just too big. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to try something so I can explore a lot more and then turn it into a screenplay later, because I think it's a really good concept. And then when I went into it, it's like, no, this needs to be a book. Because, I mean, the worlds that are being created and these characters, and it was just, I wanted to go into it deeper. And that's when I decided to write a novel for the first time, was when I started exploring Sinking with it.
Well, they say that everybody has a book in them, but do you have a second book? And it looks like you have a third one.
I
even.
do.
And a fourth one.
I know. The ideas just keep coming. And I have a journal full, so I think I'm good on ideas.
So, do you recommend that people get into a writer's group?
I do.
I know that's something you've done.
Especially in the beginning, when you're trying to figure out how to write and how to be a writer, because I mean, you have to learn. I mean, this is a craft that you learn. You just can't be like, I'm going to start writing. I mean, you have to know the rules to break them.
Yeah, exactly.
And a writer's group is really good because they keep you on. I mean, you're getting a whole bunch of people who are learning at the same time. So they're bringing stuff to the table, and you're learning from them while you're learning, and you're just throwing it around. And then you have people critiquing your work, because you don't want to just sit it down. And I think it's really good for a beginning writer to go and get into a group. It's very encouraging.
And encouraging, but it also helps you to develop a thicker skin. Because you're getting critiqued, because you have to have a thick skin to be a writer.
Because you get denied a lot when you're a writer. Because I mean, again, it depends. You're trying to find that champion.
Exactly. And do you recommend that people attend like writing retreats and workshops and things
most
like
definitely.
that?
Yeah. Always keep learning on your craft. I mean, and even if you can't, because sometimes they get really expensive and you can't afford it. There's free ones that you can find, or there's very inexpensive ones here and there. But yeah, most definitely work up to the conferences and the lectures. And
what about submitting works to like contests and things like that? Have you done that?
I have, and yeah, I haven't won them. But I've never sent Sinking in. It's been short stories and stuff. But yeah, most definitely get your work out there.
Yeah, exactly.
And try to get published any way you can. I mean, either through newspapers or through through contests or.
Because I do some writing. I mean, I don't have a book published like you do, but I've learned for myself that it's like it's only birthing a baby in a way, because you're birthing this project, this vision, a dream.
Your heart,
exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to be really disciplined, don't you?
You do, yeah. And you have to realize that it's a scary process, because you're putting a little bit of yourself in this book.
Exactly.
And when people read it, some people are not going to like it.
Yeah.
And they just won't. But you have to go with your gut instinct of knowing what you want. You're the creator of this book. You're the creator of this world. You can't go just because someone likes or doesn't like it to stop.
Right.
Because you're going to have someone else that's going to love it.
Yes.
You can't appease everyone.
Exactly. And I love that, because it shows that you really believe in what you're doing. Yeah. When you believe in what you're doing, it doesn't matter how many no's you get, right? I mean,
you just keep
you
going.
just know that you're going to get a yes eventually.
That's what you're going to do.
Yeah,
You're going to just keep trucking through.
Exactly. So do you have any feedback on whether people, I mean, I know you're not an expert yet, but in publishing, but do you feel like people should go for a publisher or get into self-publishing, or any recommendations there?
I think the publishing world is changing daily. I mean, you have your traditional huge publishing, which is mostly in New York, and then you have your small presses, which I've gone through a small press, and they kind of baby me, which I really like that. But I mean, a just bigger press, they're more of a, I'm going to grab it and get this out there, versus babying you through this. And then you self-publish. And then you have complete control. So I think it depends on the writer, which avenue they want to go in.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. We are running out of time.
Okay.
And thank you. And please do check out her book when it's available, Sinking by Sarah Armstrong Garner. Fabulous book, fabulous author, fabulous woman. Thank you so much for being on today.
Of course, and thank you for having me.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.